it's not impossible. You can get your specific person back, and we are going to talk about it. Nothing is impossible to be manifested unless you believe it is. And sometimes we look at the 3D and we are like, it's so difficult to overcome it. It's impossible to make that person love me. It's impossible to change this. It's impossible to have that relationship that we had again. Maybe you messed up, maybe they messed up. It doesn't really matter. It doesn't matter because what you are doing is inner work. It doesn't depend on the 3D, okay? This is something that you have to understand. If you're looking at the 3D and you are judging what's going to happen in your life or what can happen in your life because of what the 3D is showing, then you are not thinking from your end. You are thinking of your end, okay? And this makes a huge difference because in your end, nothing really matters. Everything that happened before did not matter. You got there, you have it. And right now, when you are looking at the circumstances and feeling miserable and in victim state, what you are saying is, my circumstances matter. My circumstances are obstacles. My circumstances are holding me back, are preventing me from experience my end. And this is what you are creating. The road to your desire passes through you. It is an inner work. It's not about you trying to figure out how to catch their attention again, how to meet them again, or to, create a situation where this is going to unfold. No. You have to decide what you want, and you have to work on changing yourself in a way that you become the person who accepts that reality is very possible. That reality is inevitable, okay? That reality is going to happen. This is going to happen. It's a done deal. Me and my specific person are getting back together. It doesn't matter when it's going to happen. I don't have to keep on the lookout to say if things are unfolding right now. It is going to happen. I know that. I feel it in my bones. And I know it may feel like it's not going to happen right now. But when you stop looking at the 3D and defining your future by what's happening in the 3D, when you put your focus in your inner world, things in the 3D start happening really quickly. It may not be with your specific person, but you realize that people treat you differently, or sometimes they even tell your affirmations back to you. Everything that you expect your specific person to do and say, you start seeing other people doing that as well. And this is a sign that it's working. Your shift, your inner shift is working. You are becoming a different person, okay? And your specific person is going to catch up to that. Everything is started with one decision. You deciding that you were already the version that is treated that way, that lives that life. Okay, and everything is rearranging itself to get you to where you want to be. This change has to be a genuine change. It's not about doing this for 2 weeks or a month just to see if this works, okay? When you decide to drop the story about yourself and about your specific person in the past, do this like this is forever. I'm never going to go back to that. I'm never going to go back to being a victim to my past, to my story, to the way I thought, my assumptions about myself and my specific person, okay? It's not about doing this for a month and then being like, nothing happened and he is still that way or she's still that way and they still keep doing this. If you are always going back to the past story, it just shows you one thing. You have never dropped the story in the first place. It was still that. You just suppressed it. You are like, okay, let me see if when I pretend that this is over, that I have dealt with the story and let it go, let me see if things start happening. But that's the reason why nothing happened. Because the story is still there. When you decide to forgive someone, and this is in a way also about forgiving. When you decide to forgive yourself, when you decide to forgive someone, you don't go after 3 months and go back and tell them, hey, you know, remember when you did this and this and that? No. It is your decision. I am letting this go. I'm not going to allow the past to define how my future is going to be. I'm done with this. That's it. I'm ready for something new. Okay? I know it sounds really easily said, but sometimes we need to work through our emotions, and that's totally fine. But when you decide to let go of the stories about yourself and other people, you really have to let go. Okay? There is no going back. Even if it's taking too long, you're not going back to the story. You're just done with it. So one thing that you can do is just sit down for a moment and think about everything that happened and decide to either work through your emotions if you have to, or decide that you are ready to let this go. Because it can be that your ego is holding on to that pain, to that hurt, because it wants to protect yourself, okay? But you are the creator. You are the operant power. You don't need your ego to protect yourself. You don't need to act from your ego. So decide that what happened until now doesn't matter. It's not going to define who you are, how you think about yourself. It's not to define your life from now on. You are letting this go. This doesn't mean that you are giving anyone a pass and just forget everything and be treated like a doormat. That's your ego talking. You know, this is not about that. When you are doing this because everyone is you pushed out, everyone is a reflection of you, what you are saying is, I'm not holding on to the version of me and the version of them who was in that situation. I'm letting this go. So you're basically allowing yourself to experience a different version of yourself and a different version of them, the version that you want. So why would you punish yourself and their new version? You know, preventing yourself from experiencing the life that you want just because you want to hold on to the past, just because you want to hold on to what happened in the past, okay? Take the time to work on yourself if you have to. Take the time to work through your emotions if you have to. But at some point, you are going to have to decide, what kind of life do you want to live? One that is defined by what happened in the past, or one that is defined by you? Someone who knows what they want and who is sticking and persisting in that. It's your decision. You have it in your hands, okay? That's it from me, guys. Thank you so much for being here. If you like this video, give me a like, subscribe to my channel. We are going to talk soon. Bye, guys.